Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Paul from Vintage Sports Card Finds. Recently, I had bought a collection from a viewer of the channel. Most of it was stuff I already had, but I wanted to show you I've gone through some of it, but also wanted to show you some of the stuff I found. So I'm going to take you through it, and then I'll try to highlight some things that we found. So the collection was mostly 70s stuff, but there was some vintage in there, some 60s baseball, some 69. There was some vintage stuff in there from football and baseball. There wasn't any real stars in that, but just to give you an idea, there's some modern stuff, so some modern basketball. But this is all 1980 Topps hockey. Some 79s there from the Gretzky rookie year set. I've already sorted through that a little bit. Didn't find any Gretzkys, to say the least. Some 81 Topps here. The great thing about this set was that these collections, it came in 4 monster boxes, not all filled to the rim, but it had some. The good news is a lot of it was already in order. This is some 79 hockey, 78, 79. I haven't gone through this, so I don't know if there's a Mike Bossy in here. My guess is probably not, but we'll take a look. There was some 71, 72 hockey. In here, there's some 75, 76 hockey. 76, 77. There's vice versa. So this is 75, 76. And this is 77, 78. So we'll look at those and kind of get a feel for what's in there. And then we'll take you to some of the other boxes as well. So here's some of the other stuff. I've taken a lot of it out of here already, but there's some modern hockey here. But there's some... So as I was going through this the other night, I found some stuff. I'll show that more when I break it down in the video. A little more at the end of what some of the cool stuff I found. There's some sets and things like that. Then some minis. There's some vintage football here. And then let's see what else we got. And then some football. All this stuff here is kind of modern. But you can see there's some more minis. And regular 75s. There was a stack of 75s that I already put on eBay, and that sold. So that was good. There's some stuff here, and it's, again, modern. But mixed in, there's some cards that, I will sell individually on eBay and see what we can get for it. So basically, how did I price this out? The viewer of the channel, I don't know if it's, if it's something necessarily that he wants me to give out his name. So I'm going to hold off until I hear that it's cool. But I basically kind of priced it out in lots, and I figured, all right, well, if I can get $50 for this lot and $60 for that lot, etc. And I sort of kind of got a number in my head of what I could purchase it for. And then, went from there. And then I asked him, what are you looking to get for it? And he gave me a price that was fair. It was very fair price. Since most of the stuff was for resale, and this is like some 75s, some 77s, I'm putting into lots now. So I probably will get one very strong lot out of it, and probably a second strong lot out of it for eBay. So basically, I'm just taking them and breaking them down like that. And then I have some loose 77s that I will also throw into these lots to help move them out of a stock. But before I do that, I want to just double check my 77 set, because there's about 7 cards I need to upgrade. But yeah, so that's how I priced it out and went from there. There's a couple other things I want to show you, and then we'll do the individual cards that I sort of found. And while there was also, like I said, that box of pretty much hockey, this is a box of pretty much football. So this is 81 football that I'm going to be going through. This is some 78 football. This is all 78 football. I've already put into lots. Here, this is some 1980 Topps football, which I've also put into lots. And then this here is some, this is some 79 football, which I also put into lots. So this I was able to do at the flea market the day I got it. So I just flipped through and put them into lots that way, and sort of went from there. There are some cards in here, and I'm not going to be able to go through this and show you every card, just because of but just as an example, there are cards like that, like Jim Plunkett. There's some cards that are sleeved, Jack Youngblood. There's some cards that are sleeved. I don't know, I can't read that one upside down, but there's some cards that are sleeved. We'll go through and see what there is and what there isn't. But that's that. Now let me take you through some of the interesting stuff that I found. And granted, it's not all the interesting stuff that I found, but it's just some. I just couldn't go through the whole thing and identify every card, but there are some cool things. So I'll be right back to show you some of that. Okay, guys, so let's take you through some of the cooler stuff I found. My understanding is these are exhibits. I've never really come across these before, but they were in there, and they're off condition, but I thought it was pretty neat. I'd never seen them before. Del Ennis. I think these are from the 50s. They may be from the 60s. Minnie Minoso. And they're creased, and like I said, they're off condition, but they were fascinating because I'd never really come across them before. Louis Aparicio. This one's pretty well beat up as well. Some creases, dents, etc. Richie Ashburn. This one is really beat up. Alvin Danks. So if you guys know a little bit more about these cards, please feel free to tell me in the comments. Joe Adcock. Lindy McDaniel. They've certainly seen better days, if you will. Billy Goodman. And Alex Kellner. And these don't have anything on the back, so I guess, but I was explaining they were exhibits, so I don't know if you guys know the year. That's interesting. I thought these were fascinating as well. These are 71, and I know that only because of the backs on these. These are fascinating. I didn't know they made these giant cards from 1971. I'd be fascinated to know how many are in this set. That's an Aparicio and a Claude Osteen. And you can see that they're in rougher shape, but no violent creases or anything like that. They're thicker cards. See the thickness on these. I had never seen those before. And then there was some, like I said, there was some football. these were cutouts. So John, Bill Nelson, Jimmy Hart. So obviously these cards would be worth more if they were intact, the way they originally came. Homer Jones. But interesting nonetheless. Jim Gabrowski and Floyd Little. So those are fascinating. Those, I forget what year they are, but then there was, some of these cards here, the game cards from the 70s. But then there was some more football. These, unfortunately, were cut. So these are actually cards. And I don't know if they were if the person just cut them back in the day. But there were some studs in here. And unfortunately, these were cut. Frank Gifford, George Blanda. I don't know who Whizzer White is. But the guys on top, I know. Tommy Fears, another Bednarik. So if these were still in their original form, that'd be awesome. But they've been cut, so it's too bad because there was a lot of them. But it is what it is, Unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. But luckily, I wasn't really counting on these for pricing, and whatnot. When I kind of priced out the collection, I wasn't really counting on those because I knew that they were in tough shape. Some of the better stuff, actually, as far as the good cards, came out of hockey. So this is Ray Bourque rookie year. Some Ray Bourque, some Bruins stuff. Espo. Some Espo cards. Lanny McDonald. These are in pretty good shape. Marcel Dion. Just some good cards with Bobby Clark, Espo. There's some Lafleurs in here. A lot of team cards, which is good. Sorry, I'm trying to do this while moving around a little bit. Billy Smith, Brian Trottier. An unmarked checklist. That was nice. There's a Bobby Clark. Another Billy Smith. And so on and so forth. So I'll check some of these against my set. There was let me see, I'm trying to see if I could find it, but there was a couple of cards that would be decent scores of Goulet. There was a Bobby Orr card, Johnny Busick, Art Ross, some Ken Drydens that are in pretty good shape. So I'll have to compare these to my set and see if my Ken Drydens are that nice. Espo, another one in pretty decent shape. Marcel Dion, again in decent shape. And then like Lafleur team leader cards, Mike Bossy, Billy Smith, again, real strong condition on the Billy Smith. And then some 74s. I can't find it now, but there was a Mike Gardner rookie. So overall, I'd say we did pretty good. And I always encourage viewers of the channel, if they're looking to liquidate some cards. This person wasn't necessarily, stopping collecting. These were just extras that they'd accumulated over the years. And they were, they needed to move some of it. So if that's something you're looking to do, they came down to the flea market. We organized the time, reached out by email. So if that's something you want to do, you're more than welcome to, and just touch base. You can always reach out through the email. You can reach out through the comments, and so on and so forth. Let me know what you think and how I did. And overall, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, happy hunting. Thanks, guys.